Hello and welcome to Spit Raven, this new map and my first Let's Play. And we're playing Gnomoria, which honestly has just eaten my time lately. It's just such a fun little game developed by one guy, and it's a lot of fun. Basically, if you haven't seen it already, it's basically a village management sort of sim. It's just such a nice, deep strategy game offering lots of depth. It's basically inspired by Dwarf Fortress, and they say that this is like Dwarf Fortress Light, which basically scares me to think what Dwarf Fortress is like, because this is pretty deep. So I'm just going to get to it. This Let's Play is going to be a bit different maybe than the other ones that are out there, in that I'm going to try to do everything above ground. I'm only going to go underground to mine resources. Everything else is going to be laid out, I think, over here by this water. And that'd be a cool place to put the gatehouse on it, actually. Force people into this funnel. Yeah, so I'm going to try to do everything above ground rather than like hiding my gnomes away underground, which I've done before. My main tactic would be to take a hill like this, take away the ramps, and you've got yourself basically a fortified hill. But that's kind of done that a bit too much. So let's just get started really. First thing I always do is get me wheat farm up. I say that in a heavy West Country accent, not to be a stereotype or anything. So I get my wheat farm going, and one thing I did notice before is that the farmer doesn't prioritise farming over foraging, which for me is not cool. So, in fact, he's a farmer. First priority is farming. So I'll set him doing that. I also just want to offend Greenpeace by cutting down all the trees. Although, maybe there's only a need to do it over there, really. I'll cut some down anyway, I need the wood. So I'll cut down all those trees, forage this cotton to get out of the way. Forage, forage, forage. The bottom. Okay. Sweet. So the reason I do that is because you need your wheat as fast as possible. If you don't set it up within the first few days, you're going to run out of straw if you have more than 6 beds. Or if you have 6 beds even, I think you run out of straw and your yaks leave and die, and it's sad. So, while I'm doing that as well, I might as well put the pasture. Yeah. Oh, can't clay. Alright, I'll hold on with the pasture. The yaks will just wander for a bit. Where am I going to set my mine? Because I do need to mine, because you need stone. Maybe I'll make a little thing down here. Stone up. I want to dig. Mine. Dig. Stairs down. Alright, before we even set him going, we'll just give him a ton of tasks. Not there. Isometric is sometimes weird. Let's dig down a couple of levels and try to find some stone and cancel that job. Don't want walls there. So that'll be the beginning of our mine. We'll put a little wall around it. And I think I've got everything sorted for the start. I will also forage these lovely strawberries. I'll take them. So let's start. It saves automatically on the first day of spring, year 1. Oh, and saving also pauses the game again. So there we go. There's the little guys running around. Farmers farming. Miners mining. Woodcutters woodcutting. Rancher lazing around doing nothing. Builders, same really. What we can do is get the builders to start replacing that dirt floor. Just so I can put my pasture there. That'll be very helpful, Mr. Builders, if you could do that. And I'm looking for stone straight away. So I'll just dig out a huge area and see what happens. What level is that? -4. Second thoughts. It's unlikely to find it there. So I'm gonna pause it so we don't run off. Dig stairs down. We'll try it to like level 6 maybe. Stairs down. See if we can find some stone. Terrain. Another thing, when I play Minecraft, oh, does it cancel that job? I like to try and build things that look nice. Squares doesn't do it for me. Symmetry doesn't do it for me. Like, everyone defaults to symmetry when they're thinking, I'm going to try and make something pretty. You don't need to do that. Basics of aesthetics, and any architect will tell you this, that is based around the golden ratio, which is 1.6 something, and I don't know it to enough significant figures, because when I played Minecraft it didn't make any difference because everything's unit measurements of 1, so who cares. So basically, if something is 10 along one side, rather than making a square or something symmetrical, the other side should be 16, which is 10 times 1.6, or around 7, which is 10 divided by 1.6, or thereabouts. So using that little basalt, using that little ratio, you can get some really nice looking buildings. So hopefully, I'll be trying to build things that look pretty and not just like squares and such. So here we go. Can I put my pasture down? No. What have they done? Is that dirt? Clay floor? I will tell you to do it again because you did it wrong. Remove floor. No. Terrain. Replace floor with dirt. Thank you very much, Mr. Builders. Get to it. What are you doing? Here we go. And I actually have an idea of something that I want to do. Agriculture. Get rid of all this. I want them there. I also want you to fell these trees. Okay. Good amount of stone there. Oh, is that coal? Sweet, I've got a bit of coal. Alright miners, carry on. In fact, since we're not that deep, let's just take everything out. So yeah, my plan is to build everything above ground. The first thing that's going to go up is probably some sort of farmhouse. I'll stick the carpenter's workshop and everything out and then put walls around it later and probably move it once I'm happy with it. But another thing that I've decided to do based on previous plays, I've always made like apartment blocks for the people, but actually it makes more sense for the people to live above the workshop. So like all the carpenters are going to live and have their personal quarters above the workshop, which reminds me, since we're still in day 1, we're at what, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, it's probably a good idea to just designate some sort of sleeping area, just so they don't pass out on the floor. Where am I? Designate area. Dormitory. I only make it 2x3 because I only want to have. It's there. I only really want to build furniture. 3 straw beds. 6 straw beds rather. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If you build any more and your wheat doesn't harvest fast enough, your yaks will basically have had enough and clear off. The yak pasture can actually be set now. Decent size for a good amount of yaks. How many yaks can I get in there? 5. Can always upgrade it later. We'll give it a good priority because actually the yaks are important. Yak milk farm. That wheat farm is a big priority because we need the straw to keep the yaks alive. And there we go. Okay, so this is day 1. Tomorrow I will think about getting my crude workshop set up. In fact, since the builders are doing nothing, let's do that now. Build workshop, crude workshop, and what I do at the beginning of games, other people might do something similar. 3. And once these woodcutters have stopped cutting down all the trees, basically just get them making planks, and wow, they've cut down a lot of trees. Have them working on planks, have them working on workbenches, because we need to set up our industry, which is what will hopefully happen tomorrow. I'm going to speed this up to get through all these trees, and we'll cut down these apple trees as well. Well, one of the workbenches is about to be built. Again, I don't really care about this. This is just to get my industry set up. I'll make it look prettier a bit later on. Okay. Let's start thinking about the farmhouse, and it's going to store like the food. It might even have the kitchen in it, the communal kitchen. Later I'm going to build a sort of more majestic fort sort of thing. It's going to have the Great Hall in it, and we'll get on with that. Let's see, what are the miners up to? Are they finished? Oh, decent amount of coal. I'll grab that for when I set my forges. Yeah, I like the industry in this game. I like the gathering. I like how it progresses. It's just very good. all done by one person. I mean, that is insane. One guy. But then Dwarf Fortress was two brothers, and that's been going for a few years now. 2006 was when that was set up. Yeah. I mean, the cool thing about when you've got like simple graphics, I think this looks pretty cool. It's got that really nice indie feel to it. When you've got simple graphics, you can just concentrate on gameplay. You know, if you're the programmer, you can just start hacking out your gameplay, which is very cool. If you know, waiting on 3D assets and such, you're not going to be able to knock out a game half as fast. Okay, so everyone's sleeping. Some people will probably pass out on the floor, but oh well. Okay, so let's make a ton of planks. In fact, I'm going to have planks on repeat. And this is how I set up my industry. 2 planks on repeat. Oh, if I actually craft a plank, please. Stick them on repeat. Both of those on repeat. Then I set this as a higher priority and make me some chairs, because I need chairs for the workbenches and such. So 4 chairs, 4 workbenches. That's 5 because I can't count. And that should be enough to set up my carpenter and my masonry such things. What I will do is actually get a couple of chisels knocked out before those planks, and the miners will do that, because at the moment, at the beginning of the game, your miners are also masons and your woodcutters are also carpenters, so there's no like specialised role. Later when I get more gnomes, I will be adding specialised professions, which is another cool thing I like about this game. You can sort of like, it's almost like you're programming, scripting. You're basically telling your kingdom what to do through quite a simple but really powerful priority system, and you tell which professions to do what. So the professions are, you're a stonecutter, you're a doctor, all these different things, and there's sub skills as well. They'll get better at that as they do it, but also you tell them which priority to do it. Like I've been doing with these workshops, you can do that at a workshop level. So first priority is, well, the lower priority is 4, so he's going to knock out the chairs, but he can't build the chairs yet because he needs planks, so he's going to default to the next priority down the list, which is making planks, or making chisels as it is, because I need those for the stone cutters, and I think, yeah, just for the stone cutters for now. Oh, and there we see one of the woodcutters doubling as a carpenter. So, and there it is, there's the first bauxite chisel. Bauxite. I don't really like the look of bauxite, I prefer granite. I absolutely don't like basalt, so I'm not going to try and find basalt, because basalt you can't actually see anything unless you've got a torch. Might just grab a stockpile. What I am going to do, yeah, I'm going to do that actually. Designate area stockpile just for the dirt, because I'm going to start building the first sort of house. It's going to be temporary. It's going to be a temporary one, so I won't bother name it. And the soil, and then everyone who's idle, because everyone in my population has a MISC skill of hauling, which is at the bottom of their priority list. So if they've got nothing else to do, they're going to start lugging up dirt, which is found sort of on this level. I might actually expand this level to just grab some more dirt. Never thought I'd want more dirt, but you never know when you might. It's like a base building material. I'm going to probably build like stuff out of dirt, and then once I've built it out of dirt, I'm going to replace it with something a bit pretty. Dirt's good for plotting out buildings and such. You two, it's like 11 o'clock in the morning. What, are you students or something? Bimil Farmer and Sire Farmer. Oh, she was a Sire, which I renamed to Sil, was actually one of my warriors in my first military. She was the military leader in a previous game. So, plenty of dirt. Plenty of dirt. I want this tree to go. It defends me. So now, because the woodcutter prioritises woodcutting more than it does carpenting, it cut down the tree and then went back to knocking out logs. So we've got a chair. We've got our first chair. In fact, we've got 2 pine chairs. Wicked. So once it's finished the chairs, it'll finish the workbench. You see, chairs cost 4, and once between the 2 of them, they found made 4 planks, just chucked it across and I'll make another chair. And it's quite a neat little way of quickly getting your industry set up. And once he's done that, we'll set up a carpenter, a stone cutter, and maybe even a stone mason. But I'm not too worried about stone carving just yet. Although I do. Now that's a good question. Should I try and buy another yak by day 5? We're already at the end of day 2. Am I likely to be able to get it 500 gnome currency in order to trade with a... Slow things down so I'm not missing anything. That might be an idea. I did it on my last playthrough. I managed to get a market stall up for the trader who comes on day 5, but I didn't actually get anything worth trading him with. Although we could go on a mass clipping thing and get all the saplings off these trees, and that we could sell them for 1 each, which actually you do get a lot of, and it's not that, it's quite fast. We'll see. If I can get a stone carver set up, I will definitely try and knock out some statuettes to sell, because another yak will just speed up the breeding process. If I can buy myself another female yak. Although I was tempted actually to slaughter the yak straight away, because basically one of the requirements for when you've got a late game, a sort of early mid game thing, is the tailor, which you need to make bandages, and if you don't have bandages, you guys are just going to bleed to death. And to make a bandage, you need a bone needle. A bone needle, you need to kill something. So you can either slaughter your yaks, but if I slaughter them now, they've got no chance of breeding. So I have in that one of these chests here, one of these pine crates, strawberries, contents, bandage, and a sword, a breastplate, and a helmet. So the first military person is gonna get decked out in some copper gear. How are we doing? Now we work on the workbenches. So as soon as the first workbench is done, I'll tell my builders to get on and make myself a stone cutter. I think that's probably the most useful. Then a carpenter. What, you thirsty? Get back to work. Aren't you hungry? Tell you what, have yourself a little bit of a strawberry. Get back to work. Thank you very much. I'll have to move these things a bit later, but I'll put them inside the hut once they're built. The reason I'm not building straight away, I'm going to build here a building, is because builders sort of either build things here or they build workshops. So we're waiting for the first workbench, then I can set up a... here we are, he's going to build it. And basically you don't want to choke your builders into just doing one thing and then not concentrating on the rest of your industry, which is important. So if I now say, hey, build me an army worthy of Mordor. No, build me a stone cutter. Again, I don't know why he's from West Country, but he is. So he needs a chisel, a chair, and a workbench. I've already built the chisel, building the chairs, I got them, another workbench. So, stone, where are you going to be found? It makes sense to have you sort of around the mining area. So let's set up. I'll build a... Should I build 2? No, not for yet. I will later build 2, because in the same way here you can have a nice little setup going. So day 3. Wow, didn't time fly. At this rate I'm not going to be able to get my market stall set up, but I'm not too worried. I'll just trade in summer. I can get a couple of market stalls set up and get more variety that way. Because in summer you get more than one merchant, which is pretty neat. Oh, wait, what are you doing? Excuse me. Mr. Farmer, you're idle. You know, idleness is just not a good trait. What can we have you doing if you're idle? Go on then, we'll forage all this stuff. Get me some of them apples. Yeah, some oranges, same thing. Get me some vitamin C. So when I think my builders are probably asleep, Daishwen? That sounds really... Daishwen. I'm not very good at saying words with vowels in that strange an order. Daishwen. Sounds almost like Oriental. Daishwen, builder. When she wakes up, and when she just has, she will then go and build a stone cutter. And actually, I've decided, made the decision, I'm going to go for it and get me a stone carver. and we can build it straight away, which is sweet. Build it there. Build me. So that'll get done first. I also need another workshop stone mason, and the stone mason will be able to build me a saw blade, which I need for the sawmill, which is very important. Where's Daishwen gone? Have you gone back to bed? No, that's not Daishwen. Where is she? Yeah, idle. Well, why are you idle? Tell me. Task. Oh, that's odd. We're about to build another workbench. So here we go. Come on, come on, come on, come on. What can I get the others doing? Oh, you're foraging cotton, which is going to be useful. Something I will perhaps set up for the farmers to do. That's where I was going to put the building. This is an idea. Yeah, this could work. Small cotton farm to begin with. I will have to expand that, but since we've got some cotton. Small cotton farm. Okay, and then I might move the dormitory. I might put the strawberry farm on this side. But to be fair, food isn't that much of an issue. We can just forage all this. But farming is important. Farming is very important. So I have my stone carving. So what I'm going to do, exactly the same way, blocks. Craft to repeat. Basically that'll turn all the stone into blocks. And from that I can be pumping out statuettes. Vending block on repeat. And hopefully in a couple of days I can get enough statuettes to buy another yak, and maybe some food, and maybe some other cool stuff from the trader. But it's going to be a bit of a push, but it will kickstart some stuff. They're annoying me, so farmers, once you've done that, if you could get rid of those cotton bits, they're in the way of the stone. It's right around the mine entrance. That's a bit of a silly place to put that. Farmers doing their thing. Workbench. How many? One. You've got two. We're halfway to the next thing, which is the stone mason. After the stone mason, I'm going to build me a carpenter. What do I need? Chair, chisel. It's exactly the same as a woodcutter. So yeah. I do want another one of these as well, because having two and doing the same thing as this is such a good way of doing it. Okay. Speed things up a little bit. I don't want to miss anything. Once the next thing's been built, he's asleep. It's a shame. Let's speed it up. Oh, he's repeating the statues. Cool. What are you doing? Hey. Right. You see, this is why I want two of these things. If there was two of these things, he wouldn't walk around idle. He would actually, move his arse and get something done. So I might actually prioritise that. Get the stone really set up nicely. So I think I'll put it there. They'll face each other as they work. Have maybe a stockpile in the middle, and I'm going to wall it and create a nice building. I think that's cool. Keep going. You see, he's got a free space. He's gonna move in. Having two of everything, of these basic sort of things, is a good idea to get your economy going. Day 3, and we're almost halfway through. We need to get a carpenter set up so I can build a couple of tables. We'll see. Here's something that I will do. Designate area, stockpile. This is for you idle busybodies. Get a stone. or specifically raw stone. So set up my stone. Anyone who's not got anything to do will run down the mine. So picking up the stone. Like that guy. The miner's got nothing to do. I'm gonna go pick up some stone, put it in the stockpile. See, 3 people have got nothing to do, so they're just gonna. Everyone hauls as their lowest priority. So before doing nothing, they will haul, which is always useful. Hey, what's happening here? How come? Plank. We're 1 plank away from another workshop, and they're both asleep. Seriously? There's no commitment to the cause there. Who are you? Gaze woodcutter and Casa and Gaze. You disappoint me. You have displeased me. But never mind. Sure, when they wake up, they'll get back to it. Oh, everyone's going to sleep now. The good news is we have. Woohoo! You see, statuettes just get knocked out like crazy. I'm tempted actually to move that stockpile. The reason why I wanted it here. The reason I wanted it here. Yeah. Stockpile. I'm gonna move that, but never mind. Raw stone. And I might go back on something I said. Well, I'll go back. Everyone's going to live above ground. I might put like warehouses underneath. So the workshop is on the bottom floor, warehouse underneath, and top floor is for them to live in. So these guys will live up here as the mason miners. In fact, let's remove the designation. And now people are going to start going. What? You just went down to pick up 1 piece of stone, didn't you? And then get back. Oh no, you picked it up from down there because you thought it was further. Yeah. This is why it's good to have your stockpile there. Oh, we're approaching the end of day 3. Oh, I need to cancel that job. We've got plenty of statuettes. More than statuettes, I need my carpenter workshop. Carpenter. And wood. Wood can go over here. The wood cutting workshop. Okay. Okay, he's gonna start making that next workbench. So the builder, I think that's a sill builder. No? Oh, Bimmel, sorry Bimmel, didn't mean to mistake you for sill right there. But yeah, once you finish that, you'll go forward some more, won't you? Food, drink. If you dive first within the first 5 days, you probably should think about your life. There's no need to dive first. Or hunger. The first few days, it's just, you know, plain sailing. It's not like winter. Okay. Once we've got the carpenter set up, I'm going to say to the carpenter. I'm going to pause here a sec. What jobs? 2 workbenches. You have now been decommissioned. Congratulations. We're going to do all the work in the carpenter shop because I think it's pretty fast. It's a lot faster than a crude workbench. So workbench. I also want some tables. I think I need 3. 1, 2, 3, and a chair. And hopefully, if we can get that by the end of day, well, by sunrise, day 5, we can trade these statuettes I've made with the merchant, which would be nice. Would be very nice. Yeah, I don't need to worry about buildings really yet. Nothing's going to happen for another 9 days, so I'll knock up some buildings maybe around day 5 after I traded with the merchant for another yak, and then it's game on. So you've been decommissioned. In fact, no, it's not worth getting the piece of wood and a log back. There's really no need. Priority 4, so it's a lower but higher. So when I say higher priority, I mean higher is in more important, but lower number. That's just how it works. So it's a higher priority than its feeder workbenches. So he's going to go ahead, craft a workbench. A dirt pile there. Okay. Day 3, the end of day 3. Right, well, I'm not sure how long these episodes are going to be, but I might put a break there, since we've got the sort of beginnings done, and come back in another episode. I'm going to be recording these 3 after each other, so I'm just going to break. I might not say when I'm starting and stopping. I like to spend, you know, a good couple of hours each sit down, so but YouTube might not let me upload an hour of just pure gameplay, so I'll put a stop there, and I'll be back in the next episode where we will hopefully be trading with a merchant.